Sunday morning. Welcome to class. We will give a few minutes for whoever is doing our class this morning to check in and get settled. If you are already here, I would welcome you for being here. This is a different environment. As you can see, I'm here visiting my grandson in Salt Lake under the circumstances. So you may see different sceneries when I'm teaching my class, but this is where we are today. All we need is a mat, and we need a strap or a towel. You will need something to help you with binding today. So a strap or a towel or a tie, something that is sturdy, probably will be more stable for you. And 2 blocks, I don't have my blocks here with me, but I have little Clorox wipes. We need a lot of those these days. So I'm gonna use those as my blocks today. If you don't have blocks, you could use cans, or especially if you know that you're not that flexible, it's always nice to have the blocks to assist you. And today's practice, we're going to focus on a peak pose, which is bird of paradise, which is not an easy pose. However, I'm more interested today in the actions to get to that pose and the actions that we need in order to benefit from what that pose is required of us. So that means that we're going to be working a lot on opening the hips, which we all need. We'll be opening the shoulder girdle, the arms, the heart. So there's a slight back bend here. We will work on stabilizing because we're going to be balancing on one leg. So all of the actions will be exhibited today. We will start from regression and then we'll build it up. We'll progress through the class. I will emphasize that really it's not about doing the pose. There will be modification for the pose. But if you know that you're super stiff and you have not heart issues, but if you have heart issues, go see a doctor. But if you have any low back issues, okay, I would really recommend to modify, and I will show you all the modifications. You will still be able to benefit, and I'd rather you get out of class feeling energized and open rather than feeling that you hurt yourself. So we will get started on our backs. Bend your knees. Hold on to opposite elbows and walk your shoulders away from each other. Relax your arms out in a T position. Nice to start slow to allow us to create an awareness of our practice. And in order to create awareness with our practice, we need to awaken the awareness of the breath. And I will turn our inner eyes, so from your third eye, as you're settling down, from your third eye, turn on your inner flashlight. So it's that little pillar of light in the form of a flashlight, to allow us to have eyes within the body, to create a sense of understanding where we are. And for this block of time, I encourage you to give yourself permission to be in the pause button. Press the pause button to put the past and the future on hold. And dedicate this practice for your well-being and maybe for someone that needs your prayer, your attention, your energy. And you send those vibes to whoever that is. Somehow the universe opens its gates And we learn to receive and to give. So now turn the light on in your chest cavity. And I envision this little accordion within your chest cavity, expanding your chest to the right, to the left. And I just think about 20%. If you had to open that accordion, just 20% of its capacity, feel slight widening, expansion of your chest. And then exhale it out, let it go. Again, breathing 20% of your capacity. Notice your back body expanding, touching the mat. Exhale, let it go. And slowly and gradually add a little bit more volume to your breath, or maybe more than 20%. Notice your rib cage expanding, touching your back. Your back ribs are touching your mat. Your front ribs are touching the ceiling, that's your vision. And your side rib reaching towards your biceps. Add a pause at the top of your breath. And a pause at the bottom of your exhalation. Notice your hips on the floor, your sacrum grounded, your low back has a natural arch, so it's slightly off the mat. Your feet are on the mat, grounded. Imprint your feet to the mat and feel the connection to the earth. Soften your gaze and allow your breath to be Ujjayi Pranayama, breathing in and out through the nose, contracting the back of your throat, creating this oceanic sound. Your inner gaze is there to pace you, to remind you to breathe fully and purposely. With your next breath, have your right knee into your chest. So in Rudra Parada, there's also hip flexion here. So now we're flexing the knee, flexing the hip here. Dorsiflex your right ankle, spread your toes, descend the shoulders down, breathe. Inhale, soften, relax the grip just a little bit. Exhale, draw your knee towards your chest, lengthen your sitting bones forward. Slowly release, let it go, shake it off. Inhale, left knee, deep flexion to the hip. Keep your sacrum grounded, your low back wants to take over. Flex your toes are flexed, your ankle, your knee is flexed. And I turn the light on through the crease of your left thigh. Slowly release it and let it go. Open your feet as wide as your mat. Open your arms out in a T. On the inhale here, exhale, drop your knees to the left, gaze to the right. So there's internal, external opposition, opening here. We want to create openness through the whole body. Come up, center, inhale. Exhale, drop your knees to the right, gaze to the left. Breathe in all the way to your lower abdomen. Lift your chest up. Slowly come up. Bring your knees, your ankles aligned with your knees, feet on the floor. This time hug your right knee again. Keep your left hand to the floor. Bring your right hand to the inner, so bring your right leg to 90 degrees. Bring your right hand to the inner knee, and now resist your hand, resist your inner thigh towards your hand. So we need to find that sense of stability And then by the opposite muscles engaging, we're opening the outer hip. Breathe there, feel it. You might feel a little shaky. Slowly release it. Release the leg, shake your leg side to side. Breathe and notice. So the whole practice, you're getting feedback from your body. Your inner light allows you to create that sense of awareness of where you are, where you need to deepen your breath and where you need to back off. Left leg bends 90 degrees. Take your left hand to the inside of your left knee. Inhale here, exhale, resist your inner thigh to your arm. Resist your arm to your inner thigh. Keep breathing. The tendency here is to stop breathing, so pay attention, allow your inner light and your inner inventory here, your scanner, allows you to take an inventory. Notice you might even feel some cramping in the background. Breathe into that. Slowly release it. Shake it off. With your next breath, we're going to come into half happy baby. You'll have the option to just lift up your right arm and then hold on to the outer blade of your right pinky toe. If you have more flexibility, you're going to bring your hand from under the arm, under and then over. Interlace both hands. If that's not happening, then the option is always to come over the shin and interlace both hands. Both of those will work. If you need a strap, use a strap over your foot. The important part here is to create a 90-degree angle with your right. Your thigh is perpendicular to the floor and your foot is facing the ceiling. And now we're doing that pulling action, pulling towards the earth. Lengthen your sitting bones. Breathe here. Inhale and exhale. Relax your shoulders down. Notice your breath. Notice on the inhalation, your abdominal is bulging out. And on the exhalation, squeeze your belly in, massaging your organs. Slowly, slowly come up, release the leg, and just drop that right knee over to the left. Just rinse it out. Feel free to extend the leg out if it feels better. Gaze over to the right. You can take your left hand over the thigh to give you more resistance. Breathe in, breathe out. Bend your knee if it's extended. Come all the way to the center. Release your right leg out. Half happy baby with your left leg. Again, find the right arrangement for you with your hands. Left foot facing the ceiling, your left thigh facing the mat or the floor. Inhale here, and then on the exhale, pulling sensation. So you're pulling your knee towards the earth. Lengthen your sitting bones forward. Shine your inner gaze in a form of aromatherapy oil. Notice your breath is your medicine, is your healer. Hydrating the tissue. Breathe. With your next breath, release your hands, come center, drop your left knee to the right. Feel free to straighten your left leg or not. Your right knee is bent, gaze over to the left. Right hand can come on top of your thigh. Breathe and lengthen. So we need lots of length in the thoracic spine here. Breathe into your lower back. Slowly come center. Even yourself out. Hug your knees to your chest. Let your circle one way and then another. And then roll over to fetus pose. Come all the way down to your belly. So we're coming prone. We'll open the arms and the shoulders a little bit. So if you have glasses, you may want to move them out of your way. Extend, a strap will be handy here because you will have the option to bind your arms. So keep your strap close by you. Right hand goes out to 3 o'clock. Left hand is in a cactus pose. Push, move your hips to the left. Right cheek on the floor. Lift up your left leg and then take it behind you. The option is to extend both legs wide. The option also could be bending your left knee. Stay here and breathe. Notice each pose could be a situation in our lives. And that's the beautiful thing about the practice of yoga, that in this safe environment, we're able to be curious about the sensations that appear, the feedback we get, and how do we respond. Is there softness and kindness in our inner eye? Do we use our breath and our inner wisdom to assist us, to unravel the obstacles in our way? If you feel plenty here, stay. Option number 1 will be to take your left arm behind you and you're going to bring your hand towards your shoulder blade. So you're getting another shoulder opener here. If you want a little bit more, if you need your strap, that's a good time to grab your strap and hold on to both hands. If you do not need a strap, then come down towards your belly, towards your mat slightly, interlace your hands, bend the elbows, and then extend the elbows, come back to your pose. Breathe here, lift your rib cage up, widen your collarbones. So this is a little bit more intense. Be slow, steady, and use your breath. Try to bring your shoulder blades towards one another. And then your inner inventory, allowing you to notice if you're breathing deeply. Your exhalation is your elimination of stress, toxins. Slowly release your hands. Ever so gently bend your left elbow by your chest and come back to your belly. Take a moment here. Breathe. And I will go to the other side. Shift your hips to the right. Right elbow bent in a cactus to 90 degrees. Extend your left arm straight out to 9 o'clock. Left cheek on the floor. Lift your right leg up and behind you. Remember, make sure that your strap is somewhere close by you. Your right leg can be totally straight or bent towards the ceiling. And now through your practice, allow that practice to be a place of curiosity. Rather than just being in your head, try to be in your body and your sensations in your body. So the bird of paradise teaches us to stay stable and then to create that beautiful freedom within. every practice, every pose, find that stability first. And the stability may mean for you that you have to come out slightly out of it. So you can find groundness to be able to breathe comfortably into the pose. You're nurturing with your breath, with your gaze. And notice the feedback that comes back to your body, to your awareness. Step, adding on options. Step 1, take your right arm, bend it, and bring your hand between your shoulder blades or thereabout. Draw the right shoulder away from your ear. If you have more, strap is an option to hold them with both hands. And then binding and then opening your heart, or come towards the mat, slowly drop your right knee down slightly, bring your palms together, bend the elbows, then extend and go back to your pose. You may need a block here. Open your heart or a pillow. Opening the shoulders, the heart here. Breathe fully. Exhale fully. Allow your eye to be soft. Notice the path of your breath and your gaze together. Slowly, slowly release your bind. Come down to your floor, all the way to your belly. Take a moment here. A few shoulder rolls. Exhale all the tension out of your body. And then slowly bring your hands by your chest. Push the floor. Come into child's pose. Extend your arms out in front of you. Breathe. Draw those hips back. Breathe and turn the light on in your lower back, in your hip region as well. And then walk your hands towards your knees. And then come up for a moment just to watch me. The action of down dog or anytime we put weight on our hands or plank pose, there are 3 actions that are going on. First, the palms are coming forward and there is a slight protraction. So there is space between your shoulder blades. The second action is we're trying to pull the arms. I'll turn this way so you can see me. So a little protraction. Then energetically, I'm trying to pull the arms away from each other. On the mat, you won't be able to move, but you'll feel that asymmetric pulling. That's when I engage the shoulder and allow the arm to come into the socket so you're stable. Then we try to, again, asymmetrically, to draw the heel of your hands towards your armpit. That's going to engage your core as well. You'll find that when you do this regularly, you're not going to put that much weight on your wrists. Okay? So let's try that. Come into all fours first. Your index finger will face the front of your mat. If you have any wrist issues, open your wrists slightly to turn your fingers to the right and left slightly. Otherwise, you're coming with me. Spread your fingers wide. Again, protraction round the shoulder blades. There's a little roundness in your upper back. Pull the wrists away from each other and then draw the heels of your hands towards your knees in this case. Feel that action. From there, gaze forward, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Feel free to bend your knees. Your heels do not have to be on the floor. Feel that action. And now to that action, we're going to add an imaginary block between your elbows. Squeeze it in, That's going to help us to externally rotate the shoulders. Breathe. Now, bend your knees a lot, bring your chest towards your thighs. Lift your heels, lift your sitting bones up towards the ceiling, and then lengthen your tailbone any amount. Keep the height in your hips, lower the feet down. Even if your heels are off the floor, that's okay. Slowly, slowly breathe here. Engage your kneecaps. Feel the action in your arms. Shoulders away from your ears, and now can you shine your heart towards the front of your mat. Breathe here. Engage your core. Slowly, slowly gaze forward. Lower your knees down. Open your heart into a cow. Start from the top of your back rather than from your low back. Okay? Relax your feet down. Drop your chest. Gaze forward. Inhale. On the exhale, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Breathe. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, gaze forward. Go slow. Use the strength from your arms and your core. Relax your feet down. Open your heart. Drop your belly. Breathe. Exhale, tuck your toes under, pike up, downward facing dog. Last time, inhale, gaze forward, come onto your tippy toes, gaze forward, lower down, relax your feet, cow. Push inner elbows forward, breathe. Exhale, downward facing dog. Slowly release, come all the way down, hover your knees over the mat. Use your core, push the floor, use your actions. Slowly release your knees. Come sit on your heels, a little massage for your wrists and your hands. Open and close, breathe. Good. Interlace your hands together. Flip your fingers away from you. Take it up and over your head. Breathe here. We won't stay long here. Open to the right. Gaze to the left. Come up center. Inhale. Open to the left. Gaze to the right. Lift your ribcage up. Good. Slowly release. If you need your blocks, make sure that they're right in front of your mat, at the top of your mat. Coming down to all fours here. Breathe here. We're going to bring the right leg to the outside of your right pinky toe. Lift your knee up. And this is called down dog lunge. Okay? Walk your hands to the left. That's where you need the blocks. It's a nice way to use them right here. Your hand will be off your mat. Draw the right hip back. The tendency is to, that right hip wants to run out. Bring it in. Breathe here, lengthen. Back leg is strong. You can always bring it down if you need to. Breathe and breathe. Slowly release your left knee down to the floor. Move the blocks out of your way. Keep your left hand down. Go to the outer blade of your left foot. Bend the right elbow, open your heart, and then extend the arm. Keep breathing. Your left ribs are turning towards the ceiling. Your heart is shining through the crown of your head. So that means there's a long spine here. Breathe. Slowly gaze down. Bring both hands down. Organize your right foot so your toes are facing the top of your mat. Breathe here. Bring your left knee under your left hip. So now you'll be in a 90-90. Okay? Draw the right hip back. Straighten your right leg slightly. and then bend the leg. Do that one more time. Inhale, lengthen. Any amount. Exhale, come back. Good. Now from here, stay here on your hands. That's just a variation of lizard. Or you can come down on your blocks with your forearms. Okay? Or all the way down to your forearms. Everyone is different, so pay attention. Again, try to hug your knee towards your upper arm. Lengthen your spine tall. Keep your chest broad and breathe. And your job is to notice where you feel challenged, where there is resistance. That's where you spray a little bit of your inner light in there. And that's where your path is created for your breath to follow. Shoulders away from your ear, breathe. With your next breath, tuck your left toes under, walk your left knee back slightly, lift up your left foot off the floor. Feel free to come onto your hands now, and also to go to the outer blade of your right pinky toe. Open those hips. Breathe. I know some of you have the urge, they want to bind. If you have a bind, there you go, right here. Lengthen your spine tall, lengthen the spine. Feel the legs from your tailbone traveling the tailbone back wall, the crown of the head forward. And now your waistline is getting long. Breathe. Slowly release your foot. Bring your right foot to the center. Find your blocks. Tuck your left toes under, hamstring stretch. Feel free to bend and straighten your leg a few times. I really like to do that, even though I'm flexible, it gives me a different experience. So when I bend it, I'm getting a hip flexor on my left thigh, and when I straighten, I'm getting a hamstring stretch. We need all of those components in the bird of paradise. All right. One more, slowly release it. Move the blocks out of your way. Frame your right foot, lift up your back knee, downward facing dog. Walk your dog slightly. You can even drop your heels side to side. Make it fluid. Explore, like I said, I invite you to be curious and just to feel, be free in your body and in your movement. We don't always have to get everything right. We definitely don't have to do everything in the practice of yoga. Slowly release it, gaze forward, drop your knees down to the floor. And this time your left foot goes to the outer pinky toe of your left hand. Lift up your back knee. Walk your hands to the right, find your blocks. Draw the left hip back, okay? Squeeze your inner legs, bring your legs towards one another. That's gonna take care of it. And now shine your heart forward. Back leg is strong, lift your kneecap, breathe. Create softness in your eyes. Feel the breath. Use a sense of kindness in your practice. Find your stability and then find your freedom here. Slowly, slowly lower your right knee down. Move the blocks out of your way. Go to the outer blade of your right foot. Keep your right hand on the floor. Bend your left elbow first to open your heart, then extend down. Keep breathing. Again, notice we want to create a long spine, long waistline. So lengthen your tailbone to the back wall and the crown of the head forward. Slowly, slowly gaze down. Bring your hands to the center of your mat. Bring your left foot to the center of your mat so your ankle is over or under your knee. Bring your right, tuck your right toes under, and now bring your right knee under your hip. Stay here, find the right place that is comfortable for you. Stay here or come down to your forearm on blocks or forearms on the floor. Have your left knee towards your upper arm. Lengthen the crown of your head. Descend the shoulders, so pull your elbows energetically back to draw the shoulders away from your ears. Breathe. Shine your inner gaze where you feel resistance and breathe fully. Exhale fully. The hip region holds a lot of tension and emotions, and we're doing a lot of sitting in the last 3 months or so. So use kindness and use the tools you have to unleash you, to allow you to be that bird of paradise. So one day this pose might feel like a bird of paradise or like paradise. Breathe. All right. Slowly come to your hands. Walk, tuck your right toes, walk your knee back, come on top of your knee. Lift up your foot. Feel free to stay here or go to the outer blade of your left foot as well. Lift your pelvic floor in and up and lift your hip points up. So your belly is elevated here, engaged. Option to reach with your left hand and hold on to your foot or with a strap. Breathe here. Shine your right rib cage towards the ceiling. Lengthen your spine tall. Feel the tailbone in opposition to the crown of your head. Breathing fully. Pause. Exhale. Slowly release it. Again, tuck your right toes under. Walk your knee back slightly, find your blocks, hamstring stretch. Draw the left hip back. Again, the tendency here is to drop the heart, lift your front ribs up towards your spine, shine your collarbone forward. So you have this cobra upper body. Bend your left knee, feel the hip flexor stretch on the right. Straighten the left leg, draw the left heel towards your left sitting bone to activate in order to open the hamstring. Do that at your own pace. Everybody is different. Lengthen. Breathe. Good. Move the blocks out of your way. Bend your front knee. Lift up your right toe, lift up your right knee off the floor. Shift your weight back to come to the front of your mat. Find your blocks in front of you. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen, straighten. Exhale, forward fold. If you don't have blocks, use your hands on your shins when they come halfway. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, shoulders back, squeezing in the legs. Exhale, Uttanasana, round, lengthen. Inhale, halfway, neutral spine. Exhale, flexes the spine. Breathe. Good. Slowly take your hands to your hips. Bend your knees, draw the elbows back. Bend your knees, gaze forward. Engage your glutes and your core to slowly come all the way up. Take a moment here. Breathe. Look at your feet. Bring your big toes together. Lift all 10 toes. Spread them apart. Stay long. Stay strong. Press the feet fully, strongly into the mat. Try to pull the ankles away from each other. Lift your kneecaps up. Lift your hip points towards the navel, towards your belly button, and then zip it all the way up. Shoulders are broad, hands alongside your body, crown of the head towards the ceiling. Feel your spine getting long. Tadasana. Feel the stability, feel the freedom. Bring your hands to your heart center, bow your head to your heart. Breathe in and breathe out. Take a moment to draw into your practice where your inner light is shining and your breath is active. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up, Urdhva Namaskar. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Hold on to your right wrist. Bring awareness to your left leg strong. Put all your weight on your left leg. Lift up your right heel. Lift your right foot. Open your right leg to the side. Lift your spine tall. For some of you, your toe is on the floor, but you're putting lots of weight on your left hip. Breathe. Breathe here for 3. Lift your spine tall, 2. And 1. Slowly come center. Release your hands all the way down to your heart center. Your exhalation is very meaningful. It's not just physical, but it's emotional, it's mental, it's spiritual. Let it go. Inhale, lift. Hold on to your left wrist. Put all your weight on your right leg. Lift up your left heel. Stay there or extend the leg to the left. Your left toe can be on the floor even if you're extending. But lift your rib cage, lengthen the right waistline. Breathe in for 3. Breathe in for 2. And 1. Slowly come center. Release your arms, hands to your heart center. Breathe in, breathe out. All right, here we go. Inhale, come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, left leg goes back, low lunge. Squeeze your inner thighs, relax the back foot, come all the way up here. Draw the shoulders back, take your hands behind you. Interlace your hands. This time your right thumb is on top of your left thumb. Draw the shoulders up and back. Lift your rib cage, lift your back ribs up. Open your heart. And the amount, your chin can stay where it is. You can lift it up and bring the tongue to the roof of your mouth. Bring your right heel and your left knee towards one another. Feel your core active. Breathe here. Slowly release. Bring your right hand underneath your right knee. Lift up your right heel. Squeeze here. Left hand comes up and over. Keep breathing. Good. Slowly release it. Pivot your left foot to the back of your mat. Organize yourself so your knee and your heel are aligned together. Okay? Find your strap here if you need it, or a block. I don't think you'll need a strap, but just keep it always close by you. If you need a block, you can put the block to the inside of your foot for now. Extend your arms out, inhale. Left hand to your waist for now. Right hand comes to the inside off your knee. Now find that resistance like we did in the beginning of class. Draw the right hip back. Okay? Just stay here. If you like, if you needed a block, you put a block to the inside. But don't let your knee open to the right. Keep it aligned with your second toe. Breathe and reach in order to create that openness. Shine your right rib cage towards the ceiling. Breathe. Good. Slowly, slowly push the floor to come up. Left hand behind your thigh, turn your right palm up, open. Breathe, lengthen your rib cage up again. Slowly, slowly come back. Bring your left foot back. Move the block out of your way. Lift up your back knee. Shift your hips back to come to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, hands to your hips. Lift with your glutes and your core. Lift your arms over your head. Hands to your heart center. Okay, before we go to the other side, find your strap. Open your feet wide. Take the shoulders back and down. Bend the elbows to the low back. And then lift your chest a little bit more. Breathe here, lift your back ribs. Now extend your arms. Inhale here. Exhale, bend your knees and come forward. Your knees can stay bent. Lengthen shoulders away from your ears. Lift your rib cage up, shoulders away from your ear. Slowly, slowly bend your knees. Use your core and your glutes. Come all the way up. Release the strap to the floor. Shoulders back. Feet together. Oh, I feel the heat in my hand tingling. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway, lengthen. Exhale, right leg goes back, right knee down to the floor. Relax the back foot. Bring your hands to your thigh. Bring your left knee towards your right knee. Sorry, your left heel towards your right knee. Squeeze it towards one another. Feel the feedback you're getting from there. Take your hands behind you. This time your left thumb on top of the right. Bend the elbows to your low back, shoulders back, inhale. Exhale, extend your arms. Gaze up or not, tongue to the roof of your mouth. Now lift up your back ribs so you're not compressing into your low back. Lift your hip points up. Yeah. So every back bend is a heart opener. Breathe. It's not a low back compressor. All right, release it. Slowly. Take a moment. Inhale and exhale. Notice how much there is that release, the heart, when we do a heart open and then we come back. Simply because we crouch a lot, we own the computers and the television and the sitting, it closes our front body. So we're opening the front chain of the body, it gives us that release. Inhale. This time, lift up your left heel, take your left hand behind your knee, breathe in and lengthen. Good. Slowly release your left foot down, pivot your right foot, and align your knee with your heel. Okay? Relax the foot, that's where you might need a block or not. Lengthen your arms, inhale. On the exhale, your left arm, bend it and resist it through the inner thigh. If you can reach the floor, great. Open, open, open. Take your right hand to your waistline for now. Breathe. And shine. There is a rotation here, so shine your left ribcage towards the ceiling. So side flexion and then rotation. Breathe. Your arm can come all the way up. Draw the left hip back. Breathe. Good. Now, gaze down. Push the floor to lift your left arm. Take your right hand behind you. Turn your left palm up and then open side bend. Breathe. Every time you challenge, your inner light is there to remind you. It's that soft voice that tells you that there is a benefit at the end of all of that. Everything we do in the practice of yoga is an investment for the future. Breathe. Slowly release it. Frame your left foot, bring up your right back, your right foot back. Lift up your right knee. Shift your hips back to come to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, hands to your hips. Power to come all the way up, hands over your head. Urdhva Namaskar. Hands to your heart center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plank pose. Okay, here we go. Use the actions we talked about. Knees can always come to the floor. Push the floor, broaden your shoulders. Draw the wrists away from each other. And then draw the heels of your hands towards the back mat. Lengthen your tailbone, breathe. Engage your core, shoulders over your wrists. Good. Slowly lower your knees, lower all the way down to the floor. All right. Forehead on the floor. Draw the shoulders back and down. Interlace your hands behind you. Bend the elbows like we did standing. Draw the shoulders back. Lift your knees, only the knees off the floor. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. On the inhale, locust pose. Lengthen your arms, lift your chest. Keep your legs down for now. Lift your back ribs. Breathe. Feel the strength, feel the opening. Good, slowly release it. Hands by your chest. Push the floor, child's pose. Take a moment. Stay where you are in child's pose. Allow your body to transition, to slow the vibrations down. All the twisting and the elongating and the heart opening has a lot of emotional release as well. So really take a moment to benefit from that. Every exhalation, you're vacuuming, letting go, and immediately you're nurturing your body with your inner light and your breath. Slowly gaze forward, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Simply walk to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, hands to your hips. Through the core and through your glutes, push the floor to come all the way up, hands over your head to your heart center. Pause. Feel the stability. Feel the freedom through the crown of your head. Soften your eyes. Envision through your stability, you can envision that freedom, that paradise within your mind, within your body. Open your eyes, lift up one more time. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plank pose. Use the actions again. Knees can always go down to the floor. Round your spine slightly. Push the wrists away from each other. Draw the heels of your hands towards the back of your mat. Feel your core. Breathe here. Lengthen your tailbone. Good. Slowly lower down all the way to the floor. Good. From here, take your hands behind you. Awkward thumb on top. Bend your elbows, shoulders back and down. Press the tops of your feet to lift your knees off the floor. Inhale, lift everything off the floor. Your feet, shoulders back. Breathe to the places that feel hard to breathe into, especially, and that's where your inner light is assisting you. Slowly release it, hands by your chest, child's pose. Shift your hips right and left with your child's pose here. Slowly gaze forward, downward facing dog. Lift your hips high, inhale. Exhale. Gaze forward, bend your knees. Hop or walk to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, hands to your hips. To the glutes and core, lift all the way up. Hands to your heart center. All right. So we made a whole bunch of prep here. We're gonna add to it. So the next sequence will be like a balancing pose. So tree pose. We've been working over the last few weeks about the stability on the standing leg. The hip wants to shift out. You want to abduct it in, okay? So envision your hand is gonna be here. Let's keep that hand in. So standing on your left leg, take your left hand to the outer thigh, lift up your right heel. Root down to lengthen. Lift up your right leg to the inner thigh. Breathe here. Keep that invisible left hand to your thigh. Push the floor strong to lift your chest up. Open your arms. Whoa. Breathe here. Since we're working on binding today, your option will be to either take your right arm up, left arm down, bend the right elbow, you don't have to touch, and then lift up, woo, that's a lot to ask, and then the right elbow bends up towards each other. So Gomukhasana arms, tree pose. Life could be challenging, but we are strong and we're flying. Breathe. Whoa. Okay, so you have to find a place that doesn't move. Breathe here. Lengthen your spine tall. Remember, you need length in your spine. Slowly release your hands. Bring your right knee forward. Lower down, rest. Ah, could feel it. All right. Bring weight to your right foot. Take your right hand to your outer thigh. Kick the thigh out just because, and then notice what you have to do. The action is to abduct it in. Lift your left heel. Squeeze your belly in and out. Lift up your left foot. Ah, okay. Definitely don't look at me, just listen. Find a spot that doesn't move. Stay here, that's plenty. Inhale. Open your arms if you're coming with me to a T position. Turn your left palm up. Lower your right thumb down. Bend the right elbow behind you. Oh, I won't tell you how wobbly I am. And then bend your left elbow up. Again, I love to surprise myself because I like to be out of my comfort zone. That's how I get stronger and wiser. And that's how all the feedback that I get is telling me, okay, you need to work on this. And I definitely have to work on my right side. All right, ooh, breathe, thank goodness for the wall. All right, so it's humbling, definitely humbling. Breathe here, but I'm determined, so I'm gonna try my best. to find stability and to find freedom. And that's what carries me through my life, and I would like to share that with you. That's what I learned through my practice. Breathe, lengthen your spine tall. Release your hands, release your leg. I did not do that gracefully on that side. So I have to work on that. Breathe and lengthen. That's why we said the practice of yoga is a practice. If it was perfect, we wouldn't have to do it. All right, we have one more set of balancing. Stand strong on your left leg. Lift up your right leg up. Now this one we need a deep flexion, right? We did that on the floor. See if you can hold on to your outer shins. Bring it in. Squeeze that knee in. Lengthen your spine. Breathe. Lengthen your tailbone. Breathe here. Now, use the power of your muscles. I'm wobbling. Okay, use the power of your muscles to release your hands, but keep your knee up there. Keep breathing here. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. Shake it off. Ooh. So remember I said we don't have to get to the pose, but all of those actions already is the pose. Without the sense of stability, there is no sense of freedom. You can't fly if you have nothing to stand on. Stand up on the right leg, strong. Imagine that hand pressing you to the midline. Lift up your left knee. Find a spot. Deep flexion. Bring that knee towards your chest. Push the floor strongly with your right foot. Breathe in. And now envision your leg standing where it is. Release your hands. Okay, so that was a closed chain. When we hold on to something, that's an open chain. There's nothing holding you. And then lower down and release. Shake it off. All right. Form the front of your mat. Inhale. Make sure you have your strap close by you in case you need it. Inhale here. Exhale, open to the right. Prasarita Padottanasana. So pivot your feet, pigeon toe. Take your hands behind you. Lift your ribs high. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Release your hands to the mat. If you like, depending on you, if you need blocks to bring the floor closer to you, please do so. Lift your kneecaps up and lift your sitting bones up. Lengthen. Shoulders away from your ears. Keep engaging your kneecaps up. And now slightly bend your right knee. Draw the right hip back. Open, bend your left knee. Slowly come center, hands to your hips. Power your bellies, come all the way up. Shoulders rolls, bring your feet together. Tadasana. Check in with yourself. Inhale. Exhale, open your feet. This time open your feet wide enough, give or take. Your wrist will be aligned with your ankles for the most part. Turn your right leg out, turn your left leg in. Now align your heel, your right heel with your left inner arch, okay? From here, take your hands to your ribs. Bend your right knee towards your second toe. Turn your ribs to the left. Okay. If you need to open your legs slightly more, please do so. Now, keep turning, keep grounding down. Inner legs towards each other. Lift your crown high. Extend your arms out. Inhale, warrior two. From here, take your hands behind you. Open your heart, heel toe your right foot, about 1 or 2 inches. Lift your heart, inhale. Exhale, humble warrior. So your right hip wants to jet out. Remember, bring it in and back. Lengthen. Breathe. Shoulders back. Lengthen your spine tall. Bring the legs towards one another. Keep breathing here. Push the floor. Come all the way up. Release your hands. Bring your right leg in. Take a moment. Let it go. Remember, we're going small steps. We're awakening, and then we vacuuming tension out. We're awakening, and then we're vacuuming out. Turn your left leg out. Turn your right leg in. Okay, align your heel with your arch, give or take. Look at your left knee. Bend it over the second toe. Hands to your rib cage. Turn your ribs to the right. Now can you descend down a little bit more? Feel that leg active. Extend your arms out. Breathe here. Take your hands behind you. This time, upward thumb on top. Open your heart. Lift, inhale. Exhale, humble warrior. Draw the left hip back. Sorry, before you do that, I forgot to tell you, that's why I wobble. Walk your left foot about 2 inches. Then come down. Breathe. Draw the left hip back. For some of you, the right heel may have to come up or even the knee down. Do so. Keep breathing. Slowly, slowly draw the left hip back a little more. Release. Push the floor to come up. Release your hands. Shake it off. Turn your left foot in. Feet together. Take a moment. Hands to heart center. Breathe. Breathing, breathing, breathe. Okay. Here we go. Adding on. Open your arms out. Turn your right foot out. Keep your strap around you. Keep it over your shoulder for now, over your left shoulder. Turn your right foot out. Turn your left foot in. Bend your right leg, warrior two. We've been here before. Take your right hand to the inside of your shin. Take your left hand behind you to your right thigh. So I'm just bending here. Do your best. Doesn't have to be there. Breathe here. Draw the right hip back. Open your heart. Now notice my chest is not forward. My right rib cage is coming towards the ceiling. Lengthen the crown of your head. Straighten the right leg. Keep your left hand where it is. Give yourself a little break. Coming back again. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the right knee. Shift down. From here we're adding on. If you need your strap, we're going to bind or try to bind. Right hand comes under. Okay? If you have your strap, bring it to your left hand and then see if you can find your right hand there. That's more important than if your chest comes forward, you need a lot of strap. You see, I'm still very loose in my strap because I want to open my chest. Breathe here. Bend the right knee. Lengthen the crown of your head. Breathe here. I know it's challenging. It's a challenging pose. Push the floor to come up. Release it. Take a little break. We don't have to do all of it. I keep saying that because just by doing all the work, I'm already feeling my heart rate went up. I'm sweating, but we are exhibiting something different to the body. Inhale, warrior two legs. Turn your left leg. You already know what you need to do. Come into your pose. Find your strap over the right shoulder. Left hand goes to the inside. Right hand, bend for now. Take your right hand behind you to the crease of your left thigh. Open. Again, if it didn't reach there, it doesn't matter. Hold on to your shirt towards in the mid-back. Just feel that. Lengthen and draw the left hip back. Okay. If you have a little bit more, keep your chest where it is. Bring your left hand under you. Find your strap. Hold on to it with both hands. Another important part here, you don't want your chest forward. You want to bring it back. Open. See? Breathe here. Slowly release it. Breathe. Come all the way to the front. Feet together. Shake it off. So I shorted you one pose in there, the prep for it. Doesn't matter, we still got the important part. Come all the way to the front of your mat and find your malasana. So I'll be here so you can see me. If you need blocks to sit on, there is your block right here. Malasana. Okay. Your heels can be off the floor, just like I'm doing here to show you. And then just push and open those hips. We're still opening the hips, external rotation, lengthen the spine forward. If you have a crow, for some of you that want to practice crow, please do so. We'll wait for you here. For some of you that are where I am, you can come forward and back. Keep the resistance with your arms and your inner legs, forward and back. Slowly release it. Come all the way forward, fold. All right. Watch me first for this one, for the prep. So this will be your option for the bird of paradise. Option one, I'm coming down to my squat. I'm going to bring my right hand, we did that before, behind my right thigh. I'm bringing all my weight to my left leg. I need a lot of power here to carry me. Hand to my hip for now. I'm going to lift my right heel. Some of you, that's all you're doing today. Or some of you may just do this, an exercise. Some of you will come here or here with your elbow, depending on where you are. I'm going to do the easy variation. So I'm just holding to my hand. Power through my left glute. Bring all my weight to your left, and then we're here. We did this earlier, right? So you have to focus. You can look at me and do this. That's the option right there. That's modification of bird of paradise. Use your core to come down. Okay? So here we go. Bend your knees, sit back on a chair. Take your right wrist, hand, or elbow. Bring all your weight to your left foot, your left glute. Engage your core, super important here. Left hand to your hip, lift your right heel. Power all your power on your left glute, lift up your right leg. Lift here, breathe. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Bend your left knee, use your core, use your glutes to come all the way down. Straighten your legs, come all the way up, shake it off. Okay, here we go. Sit back. Take your left hand or wrist or elbow underneath your left knee. Right hand to your hip. Bring all your weight to your right foot. Engage the glute. Engage the core. Lift your left heel. Power your belly. Push through the right to lift up. Okay, here we go. So my right side is a little weaker. So I had to do it again. Lift and push. Stand strong to create freedom. Your right glute is super active. Bend your right knee. Lower down slowly. Come all the way up standing. Okay. Second variation. I encourage most of you, especially if you have back issues, to do exactly what I did. If you still want to do something extra with what that variation is, the variation will be that when you come here, You may find a wall and just try to straighten the leg. And you bend and you wobble and you fall and you do that. Some of you that are more experienced and more open, we're gonna go to the full bind. If you need a strap, that's where your strap will be. Bend. This time you're gonna bring your right hand inside and then over. You might find your strap, you might find your hand. Once again, bring your weight to your left foot, lift up your right heel. Power your belly. Maybe you just lift a little bit and you lower down. Or you lift all the way up. Whoa, oh, okay, keep going. Remember, we don't have to get to the full pose. Breathe here. Your knee definitely can stay bent. Lift your spine tall. Breathe. So I have to find stability. My left glute has to be super strong to create freedom. I'm already flying here. Maybe you straighten your leg any amount. Doesn't have to be. Lower down. Bend your left knee. Come all the way down. Release it. Oh, very difficult pose. Breathe. So in order to create freedom, we have to really create that heat and dig into those spots, the blind spots. Last side, inhale, bend your knees, sit back. Bring your left hand to the inside. Remember, if you need a strap, you're going under and then behind you. Find your bind or your strap. Lift your left heel, engage your right foot, your right glute, and your core. Power through the right, lift up your left leg. Oh, oh yeah, oh yeah. Breathe here, squeeze. This side is hard for me, so I'm gonna do my best. Find my power, my stability, lift. From here, if you want to straighten your leg any amount, you can, but you really have to have that pushing action. Slowly bend. Bend your right knee. Release all the way down. Release your hands. Oh my goodness me. So you worked it, you worked it, you worked it. You'll feel the benefits afterwards. Come to the front of your mat. Bend your knees all the way down to the floor. Come all the way to the back. Take a moment. Breathe in and breathe out. And now, enjoy the freedom where your body truly just wants to surrender. Let me just be here. And oftentimes when someone asks us just to sit in Shavasana, many of us are impatient because we feel we want to do and to move and we fidget. So the practice like that, a practice that is challenging, allows us to long for that freedom of just surrendering. Where really just the mat right now feels like paradise. So enjoy that, breathe. All right. Take your hands alongside your body. We're coming into a bridge pose. Option to use a block if you want restorative. Bring your feet closer to your glutes. Option to have an active bridge pose. Engage your outer glutes. Lift your hip points as you're coming up. Again, you don't have to go to the maximum. Start slow. Find your awareness. So you don't want your low back to take over. If you notice that your low back already taking over, come down a notch. Engage your glutes. Lift your hip points up. And then slowly, once your glutes are active, your low back should not even feel anything. Lengthen your hip points towards your chest. Lengthen the sitting bones towards the back of your knees. Option to interlace your hands, so walk your shoulders underneath you. Lift your heart. Breathe. Slowly release, lengthen. Good. Take a moment, side to side. Okay. If you have your strap, find your strap and take it over the right leg. Both hands, lengthen your sitting bone forward, and then try to bring your foot or your knee towards your chin. Straighten, inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows for now and bring the knee towards your chin. Lengthen the sitting bone forward, engage, lift your kneecap up. Breathe. Beautiful. From here, take the strap to your right hand only. Extend your left leg out and rest your left hand on your left thigh to keep it grounded. Dorsiflex your left foot, dorsiflex your right foot. Open your hand to the right, your leg to the right. Gaze to the left, breathe. Now from here, ideally your right elbow is straight. So if you don't need a strap, then just hold on to your foot. And from the inner groin to your inner heel, there is an arrow lengthening. And from the outer heel to your outer hip, there is an arrow going the opposite direction. So you're really lengthening from the hip joint, from the socket, from the inner groin. Good. Breathe here. Slowly come up. Take the strap to your left hand. Bend your left knee. Scoot your hips to the right. Extend the left leg out. Take your left leg to the left. The right leg to the left. Now take your thumb to the crease of your right hip here and lengthen that sitting bone forward. Oftentimes we get pain in the back, and that's because we compress. So you want the hips to create that space in your low back. Bend your knee, straighten, do whatever feels good. Again, like I said, be curious where you are in your body. Your inner light, your awareness, your breath are there to assist you. Slowly release it. Come back. And I will do the happy baby and see how it feels now. Half happy baby, any variation that works for you. And now make it happy. So you can draw up your knee and you can come all the way to the left. So your left knee is coming with you. And then you can drop it to the left and your right foot is going towards the left side of your body. Okay, just like a TikTok here. Ah, nice. Breathe, lengthen. You already have the opening in your hips and in your shoulders. Just massaging it. Couple more times. Slowly release. Release the leg. Shake it off. And we change it. Take your left leg up. Hold the strap with both hands. Bend. Straighten. Bend. Straighten. Bend. Straighten. And now bring the knee closer to your forehead. Lengthen your sitting bone. The low back wants to take over. Try to keep your sacrum on the floor. So now you're really lengthening your hamstring and your glute muscles here. And your calves, Achilles tendons, all of it. Breathe. Good. Slowly release. Take the strap to your left hand. Extend your right leg out. Right hand on your thigh. Keep it grounded. Dorsiflex both ankles. Open your left leg to the left. Breathe. Now again, from the inner groin to your inner heel, there's an arrow. From your outer heel to your outer hip, there's an arrow going the other direction. And I turn the light on in your hip region. Okay? Slowly come up, bend your right knee, scoot your hips to the left, extend your right leg out, take the strap to your right hand, your left thumb to your left hip crease, lengthen and drop the leg. The leg doesn't have to go all the way down. Just wanna externally here create that length in your glute medius, your QL muscles, all of those muscles around the hip region. Breathe. Good. Slowly, slowly come back. Bend your right leg. Find your happy baby with your left leg. And again, rock and roll from right to left. Make it feel therapeutic, not rigid. Coming to that little fetus when you're coming to the right side and then open. Mobility, fluidity here. Beautiful. Slowly come center. If you have any other pose that is calling your name, please feel free to do so. It's your practice. I highly recommend to stay in Shavasana, and you know who I'm talking about. So even if it's 2 minutes, all of that practice was to remind us to stay free, to stay stable. So find your comfortable pose for Shavasana. If you have your knees under your blocks under your knees, relax your arms out. And then notice your back body. Notice your front body. And now from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, there is this illuminating inner light that helps you to stay stable, to help you to stay long. Feel the sense of the arms. Turn the light in your chest region. Bring your thumbs between your eyebrows to your third eye to remind you of your inner wisdom, concentration, focus. Bend your knees. And now from your wisdom, your third eye, your inner eye, to your heart center, palms together, over your sternum, where your inner light is always shining, offering you hope and gratitude, contentment, compassion, acceptance and forgiveness. First towards us, and then towards others. Slowly roll over to the side in a fetus pose. As always, remember that mat time is our school of life. Through the challenges, I hope all of you are healthy and more vibrant and positive. Push the floor to come up to a comfortable seat. Take your hands behind you, lift your shoulders up, inhale, exhale, bring your hands together. Thank you for coming today, namaste. I hope you enjoyed the practice. Please leave us comments. I know it's, as I said, a difficult pose, but the whole work to get there is just amazing, healthy benefits to our body, to our mind, to our souls. Thank you, and I will be here again next Sunday. Namaste.